Welcome back to VTC Cards, where we are breaking two Bowman U Chrome 2025 mega boxes on another riveting episode of Realistic Rips. Hit them with the intro and get into it. All right, welcome back, everybody. So over at Best Buy today, we decided to pick up a couple mega boxes to continue our Realistic Rips series, where without the hype, without the pipelines, without the deals, you get to see what your money buys you. So with this, we are looking at 6 packs, 10 cards in each pack, so 60 cards in total. All right. Oh my goodness, so much packaging. All right. As I carefully this time try to avoid dumping them all over the place. All right, there we go. Great success. All right. So ideally, I think we'd like some Fernando Mendoza's after the season is wound down, but let's see if we are so lucky to get one. That is like the one guy who has eluded me in breaking this product. So in this, honestly, we're not expecting anything great. Looks like we have a little bit of lava action on the Darius Taylor. All right. Sam Levitt. One of my Red Raiders, Mr. Coy Eakin. All right. So nothing exciting in that pack. So moving on. Going to do this one a little faster than we usually do, because again, I'm not expecting anything too great out of these. So why do we do these? It's to show, well, one, I guess we ripped an auto, so that's cool. Jay Haynes out of Clemson. All right. So I mean, I'll say after ripping like 6 of these, I think that's only the first or second auto we've gotten. Anyways, we do this to show you what to expect when you spend your money, right? A lot of people watch the breakers and the hype artists and everything else, and especially new collectors, they get the false impression that they're just gonna rattle off rips and amazing cards. So we just want to balance the scales a little bit, show you what normal people tend to pull on the retail side. Not to be condescending or anything, it's just, hey, show the people what we're looking at. College Rule Playbook, Dante Moore. Maybe get a buck or two for that, who knows. So, all right, 60 cards per box. And what do we pay for these per box?
50.
50 bucks a piece. So under $1 a card. That's not too bad. It's about where I like to be if I'm gonna rip something. I want to keep the cost down. Worst case, you know, offload some of these base cards for $1 or so. It looks like we might have something there. A little gold action or yellow maybe. A little hard to tell. But yeah, like what we do is there's Makai Lemon. All right, hopefully he does well in the draft. Got a few of his auto cards, I'm hoping, that do well. But let's see what we got back here. Looks like it's upside down. And out of FIU, Jenkins out of 350. I am not familiar with him, not familiar with that program, so don't know if he's good or not. Anyway, so we will take these and we'll list the singles for complete your set folks or player or team collectors, you know, for a buck or so. If it's a really good card, we will go ahead and send it off for grading. But out of these mega boxes, we honestly don't get that many things that are worth grading. There's a Luke Altmaier, all right. So yeah, so a lot of this is, you know, part of it is, hey, for the content, but largely it's for education. Our model is more buy raw, grade, and then, you know, either hold them until the market seems right, or we're just, you know, quick flipping on some key players. Just kind of depends who it is, what time of year it is. Like we just sent in a bunch of, you know, football, baseball cards and stuff. All right, that's our first box. So recap, we got 1 number card. Got a Dante Moore, that's cool. Nothing particularly special. But then the Jay Haynes out of Clemson, first Bowman auto. So that's our first box. I keep kind of interrupting my thought process here. But anyways, it's really mostly about education. New collectors that are just getting in, that maybe are FOMOing in or, you know, seeing a lot of the hype. Like I said, just kind of balance the scales and let people see what to expect before they go spend their hard-earned money, thinking they're going to bust out some Fernando Mendoza 101 autos or something crazy, right? So hopefully before you buy, and I just bumped the camera, that's my bad. You know, watch a few videos, get a feel for the product, look over the checklist, all those fun, boring things that if you're going to get into this game, it's important to know. All right, and a second auto. This has really not been a great example of what not to expect, I suppose. So this is out of 150. It is Taylor Tatum out of Oklahoma. So I will say this kind of goes counter to the purpose of this video, which is, hey, it's not greatness everywhere. Not that those are great cards, but pulling an auto out of each mega box so far is, well, I don't think we've done that. I'm sure somebody somewhere has. We have not. So I would say this is a bit of an anomaly. But this is now the second set we've done. Like, pulled the 2 number cards out of one pack, one of them being an of 99 Wemby, which also kind of, you know, it's not to say that there's nothing in these packs, but it's to demonstrate that, you know, you're going to spend a lot of money and usually not wind up with anything good. And again, these autos aren't amazing dudes or anything, but just pulling autos out of this is better than we've done. Typically, we end up with like 1 numbered card out of this. Maybe 2 on a lucky day, so this has definitely been a better go of it than we usually have. So anyways, we're down to our last, looks like 4 packs. So, you know, what are you guys thinking about the market right now? I saw at least one breaker who came out today and said he's something like down $5 million, I guess throughout, you know, the past few years, and that he's getting out for a little bit. And you got to wonder what kind of money went into that over the years to be even down $5 million. I'm thinking he had to spend probably, you know, close to 10. So, all right, let's see what we got. Looks like we got our numbered card coming up. And we've got, I am not familiar with that, and I can't read it off the reflection here. So let me see what I can get. It is Troy Stellato out of Kentucky. And I'm sure you can see it on camera before I do. That looks like it is out of, boy, it is really hard to see. I think 275. You guys will probably be able to see it better than I do down here under these lights. So there's our auto and our numbered card. I expect that'll be largely it out of this box. But yeah, anyways, back to what I was saying. You know, what are you guys thinking right now? Josh Hoover is going to be an interesting addition over at Indiana. Are you just getting in? Have you been in for a while? Are you thinking about getting out? Just curious to know what people are thinking. You know, if you follow us, or I should say if you're subscribed, hit us down in the comments. If you want to comment and tell me how crappy I am or how cool the cards are or whatever, you got to subscribe to hate. It's just the way it is. I guess you can subscribe, comment, hate, and then unsubscribe, or just show some love, you know. Not really a YouTube guy, but I'm doing it anyways because I'm tired of seeing all the hype beasts. So yeah, not enough regular shit out there, in my opinion. So let's get it out there. All right. There's a Fernando Mendoza. It's just a refractor, but I will happily take it. Arguably, and I think the consensus #1 pick likely going to the Raiders. Garrett Nussmeier, another one. I want to see where he ends up. I heard his stock went up. I think it was like the Senior Bowl, something along those lines. I do have some money invested in him and some autos. So, yeah, selfishly hoping that he does well. So as we get to our last pack, close out with a Luke Haas, the hairline reveal. For those who know, you know. Katron Allen, I think he's going to be a sleeper in this draft. I think somebody's going to pick him up. I know Penn State had a really crap season, but I think him and Nick Singleton both are really good backs. And we close out with Kevin Jennings out of SMU. So anyways, hey, let us know. Are you excited about the draft? Where do you think Carson Beck, Katron Allen? I think we all know about Mr. Mendoza. You know, and I know Dante Moore is staying for another year, but where do you think these guys are going to fall? Let us know. We appreciate you tuning in. Check us out on eBay, VTC_cards. Got some graded cards, some singles, some complete your sets, all kinds of good stuff. So until next time, we'll see you later.